Hello, everybody. It's Lenny Murphy with the CEO series. And today we are relaunching the CEO series with our inaugural guest, actually an old friend for anybody who's paid attention, Alex Hunt, CEO of Behaviorally. Alex, welcome.
Thanks, Lenny, and I'm delighted to be here, and even more delighted to be the guinea pig and inaugural guest. Honored, I think.
We've had a lot of firsts together over the years, so we'll just add to the list. All right, for people who don't know you, Alex, why don't you let the audience know a little bit about you and a little bit about Behaviorally, and then we'll get into our rapid fire Q&A.
Absolutely. So I'm the CEO of Behaviorally. Been with the business 5.5 years. Behaviorally, for those of you who may know, we were formerly PRS. We rebranded as Behaviorally in 2021. We are really the leader in the packaging space, and we really support clients at that point of transaction. So be it on the physical shelf or the digital shelf, clients really come to us to help them understand why consumers are making the choices that they do at that most important moment in marketing.
I think you've been a little modest, actually, but we'll get to some of the modesty in the questions, I think, because you do. That's a good summation, but I think you do a lot of other cool stuff.
You said to keep it tight, so keeping it tight.
Absolutely. That was a great pitch. So yeah. All right, let's jump in. So first question, how have your offerings changed since the advent of AI? How's that affected Behaviorally's journey and innovation?
The hot topic that everybody's talking about, and I guess the summary bit for us is we're not really talking about AI. We're using it. So we're using it in our day-to-day to gain operating efficiencies, and there's no question about that. It's got a ton to offer. But I think more importantly, we're using it to improve our solutions. So more than 80% of the Behaviorally product suite is tech-enabled and leverages AI. To give two examples where it's really, really important, we've used AI to integrate our database with sales data and consumer survey data. That's created a much better predictor of packaging effectiveness, so we can pinpoint the impact of a packaging change for our clients, either in the positive or often in the negative. It's also allowed us to play at the digital shelf. AI has enabled us to scale up our predictions of visual asset impact at a speed and scale that is demanded by digital commerce, and frankly, traditional insights methodologies just can't do. So that's just two ways that I think AI has really enhanced the product stack that we have and integrated it. And that's over and above the normal or the typical productivity enhancements that it's offered our team members.
Cool. And that's the Gladys product, right? Is that what you're referring to?
Gladys is the qualitative, and the qualitative. It's proved AI has proven to integrate, in the way that I'm describing, but also I think from a data standpoint, just extrapolate meaning from data much more quickly and productively.
Okay. All right, very cool. So we're seeing what I term the democratization of insights across client organizations and changing profiles of customers. Since you work in such a specific area, are you seeing that? Are you seeing things coming outside of the insights organization and going more towards brand, product, other groups?
Yeah, I mean, the context for those who don't know Behaviorally, being the leader in the packaging space, as you would imagine, we work with pretty much every leading CPG manufacturer and manufacturers in different verticals as well. So be it health and well-being, technology, retail, they're clear focus for us. And we're very privileged to really work with those big brands. We haven't seen the democratization for our services spread outside those world-leading brands. But I will say what we have seen is that our products and services are much more accessible to smaller brands within those big clients. So the cost of getting a prediction of what the impact of the packaging change is going to be has decreased. And therefore, smaller brands within those big, large corporations are much more easily able to access our services. And the large brands are able to access them much more often through the packaging development journey. So whereas we might have done a final validation step at the end, in the past. Now we're touching that client 4, 5, 6 times along that journey, from screening early designs using pure AI to using a combination of qualitative and AI once they've got some prototypes ready, right the way through to full validation at the end.
All right. Very cool. So that's how I think everything's going to play across the board sooner rather than later. So it's good to see that happening with you. What about new hiring skills? Is the profile of your employees changing as the company's evolving?
Absolutely. So, I mean, for those who followed behaviorally, or formerly PRS as we were, when I joined the business, we were really an analog business, right? We were designed to physically assess packaging for the physical retail shelf, and we had a whole infrastructure behind that. Over the past 5 years, we've completely digitized our business. So in 2023, 98% of our order book was tech enabled. Today, so far in 2024, it's 100%. So we're a digital business, and so we've really invested the savings from our analog infrastructure back into data and our database, which we think is a real differentiator for behaviorally. So we built a team of data scientists, we built a team of developers. These are folks that don't really come with an insights background, but what they are tasked with is really getting the data infrastructure correct and unlocking the value of our database once it's combined with technology and AI to really make better predictions. And that's where we've invested very, very heavily over the last 3, 4, 5 years during my tenure with the business.
Okay. So what's your forecast look like for the next 2 years? Not the numbers. But you think about, looking at your crystal ball for, how behaviorally in the industry as a whole will evolve. What does that look like for you?
I'm an enthusiast, as you know, Lenny, and I have been forever. I think we're at the beginning of a wave of change. I tend to look at it that way. In my career, at least, I've seen two changes. Right, I began when data collection was transitioning from traditional in-person or CATI to online, and saw the advances that brought. I spent a good decade pioneering behavioral sciences, and seeing the impact of that on the quality of our methodologies. I think AI is going to bring another wave, and I'm really enthused about where behaviorally sits, because we've done the hard work of transitioning from analog to digital. We've also done the hard work of operationalizing behavioral science, right? So the database, the behavioral database we built, is operationalized, and I think unlocking the potential of that with AI is going to just stimulate growth. So where do we see that growth? Well, we see a massive growth in the predictivity of what we do. So we're going to be able to make predictions of marketing effectiveness, in our case, impact of packaging, quicker, at much greater scale, better, and frankly, in a way that's relevant for digital commerce. So predictions will be much more frequent, possibly lower cost, but much more frequent. And what we'll also see is a boom in services that are adjacent to marketing effectiveness predictions. So, for example, we are expecting a huge leap, and we're already seeing a huge leap in our qualitative. So a lot of clients are working with us for that core prediction of what their packaging change is going to do, but then also qualitative diagnostics to supplement that. We'll see an increase in the demand for our judgment and our expertise. So if you take our Pack AI solution as an example, we provide a quantitative prediction of the consumer's response to packaging almost instantly, but the overlay from our expert team is incredibly valuable, and we're seeing that increase. So I think there's a lot of growth, and it'll be underpinned by an exponential increase in the amount of prediction that we're able to do, and those adjacent services to that.
From your lips to God's ears, right? Yeah. But
Well,
yeah, but that's my read as well in general. So great to hear that you're seeing that manifest in the business. All right, final question. Maybe a little more personal. What are you paying attention to as a CEO to give you an edge?
Yeah, I think all the stuff one would expect me to say. I look at customers, of course. We look at our products consistently, and that is a changing space. I had a really senior client say to me last year, we don't expect to use the same methodology for more than 12 months ever again. And I think that the world is changing so quickly and our products have to evolve as quickly. But for me, and it's probably the one thing that's as true today as it was 5 years ago, talent, the skills and capability of the staff that we have at Behaviorally has to continue to evolve in line with the business. And finding talent is always a very challenging thing for any CEO, and it's probably the most important thing, and what I spend a lot of time thinking about.
Okay, well, that is it. Guinea pig. We said we were going to stick it at 10 minutes. I think we just did that. Great stuff. Great to catch up. For our audience, certainly encourage you to check out Behaviorally. And where can people reach you, Alex?
Yeah, of course. Alexander84 on X. You can reach me on LinkedIn or through behaviorally.com.
All right. That's it. Thanks. Talk soon.
Talk soon.